All right, strap in, everyone, because today we are diving deep into the world of AI.
AI. And
Yeah.
no killer robots this time, I promise.
Yay. Right.
But we've got some fascinating material to dig into.
We do. Yeah. It's
So that really makes you think.
yeah, it makes you think about how AI is already all around us, like woven into our lives.
It is, yeah, you're right. And that's why we need to understand it, right?
Exactly. It's not just a fun topic anymore. It's becoming, well, crucial as AI starts to shape more and more of our world.
Okay, so you're saying no need to panic about the robot uprising just yet.
Not just yet.
But seriously, where do we even begin with something as, like, massive as AI? It's a huge topic.
Well, your source material actually gives us a pretty good roadmap for this deep dive.
Okay, good.
We're going to explore three main types of AI:
3.
general AI, predictive AI, and generative AI.
Okay, 3 different flavors of AI, each with its own, I don't know, personality.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. What's our first stop on this AI tour? First up is general AI. The kind that, gets everyone thinking about thinking machines.
Okay.
It's the type of AI that tries to, well, it tries to mimic the intelligence we humans have.
Okay.
That ability to learn and solve all sorts of problems in all kinds of situations.
So is this the AI that's going to write the next great novel or compose a symphony, like the stuff of science fiction?
Well, not quite yet.
Yeah.
Your sources bring up this really interesting point. For years, people thought if we could just teach computers to use symbols like we do.
Symbols.
Yeah, like, stop sign means stop.
Right.
Then boom, we've got artificial intelligence.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that was the physical symbol system hypothesis, but well, it turns out it's not that simple.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with this. Just because a computer can follow a rule, like recognizing a stop sign, doesn't mean it actually understands what stop means. Right?
Exactly. And there's this famous thought experiment, the Chinese room argument, that really drives this point home.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that one vaguely.
Well, imagine you're stuck in a room with, say, a rule book for responding to Chinese messages.
Okay.
You follow the rules and give the right responses, but you don't actually understand Chinese, right?
Yeah, I'd basically be a human chatbot just spitting out phrases I don't even understand.
Yeah.
Not exactly, intelligent.
Right. And that's the whole point. It makes you question what intelligence really means, even for machines.
Yeah, it does.
They've had AI beating humans at chess for decades now.
For sure.
But do they actually understand the game like we do?
Hmm.
There's a difference between following rules and truly grasping what you're doing.
I see. So when people are freaking out about super intelligent AI taking over the world and all that,
Yeah.
that's not what we're dealing with right now.
Not exactly. The material talks about this difference between strong AI, which is that, sci-fi level intelligence,
right.
and weak AI, which is more about specific tasks, like your Siri or email spam filter.
Yeah.
Really good at what they do, but not about to start, a philosophical debate.
Okay, that's a relief. But I'm curious, did anyone actually try to build this strong AI? Like, actually create a machine that thinks like a human?
They did. Your sources mention expert systems. These attempts to kind of bottle human expertise and put it into a computer.
Interesting.
Like imagine a doctor diagnosing a patient.
Okay, yeah.
They ask questions, they consider symptoms, and draw on their knowledge to reach a conclusion. Expert systems try to do that.
Oh, wow. So they were basically like, let's make a digital doctor.
Exactly.
Did it work?
Well, the idea was ambitious, but it turned out the real world is just too, I don't know, messy for that.
Makes sense.
Too many variables, too many what-ifs for a rigid rule-based system to handle.
So even with all that effort, we're still a long way from those all-knowing, all-powerful AIs we see in the movies.
That's right. But those attempts, those early steps, they taught us a lot about the complexity of intelligence and the limitations of just trying to program it.
All right, so general AI, it's a quest for thinking machines that's, I guess, still ongoing.
Oh, definitely ongoing.
But maybe not as scary as some people imagine.
Well, it depends on who you ask. But
yeah,
I think we can agree that it's more nuanced than just, robots taking over the world.
Okay, good to know. So what's next on our AI adventure?
Well, now we move from, like, thinking machines to something a little more, down to earth, but still super powerful. Predictive AI.
Predictive AI, all right.
And this is where things get really personal.
Personal, how so?
Because this is the type of AI you're probably interacting with every single day.
Really? Every day? I feel like I'm not, hanging out with AI that much.
Oh, but you are. Think about those, those eerily accurate product recommendations you get online.
Oh, okay.
Or how your music streaming service just seems to know exactly what you want to hear next.
Yeah, that is kind of freaky.
That's predictive AI doing its thing.
So it's you might also like and discover weekly algorithms. Okay, but how does it even work? Is it just because I bought a pair of shoes online once, and now it thinks I need 5 more pairs?
It's a bit more sophisticated than that. Predictive AI is all about using data patterns to anticipate your behavior.
Okay.
It looks at your past purchases, your browsing history, even things like what time of day you tend to shop or listen to music.
So it's like having a super observant, personal shopper who
Yeah,
remembers everything I've ever done online.
pretty much. It's both impressive and, yeah, a little creepy.
It is, a little bit.
But your sources highlight how companies like, Google and Amazon,
Right, the giants.
they've built empires on this power of prediction.
That makes sense.
Think about it, knowing what customers want before they even know it themselves.
Yeah.
That's like the holy grail of marketing.
For sure. I can't even tell you how many times I've clicked on a recommended for you item and ended up buying it.
Exactly. And this goes way beyond just shopping.
Oh, yeah.
Your sources even talk about how LinkedIn uses predictive AI to suggest connections.
You mean those people you may know? Recommendations?
That's right. That's not random.
Wow.
That's AI analyzing your network, your industry, all that to predict who you might find valuable to connect with.
It's like they're playing matchmaker for my professional life.
Exactly. And that's what makes predictive AI so powerful.
Okay.
It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about finding those hidden connections and patterns that would take us humans, well, forever to figure out.
So it's not just about having a lot of data. It's about being able to actually make sense of it all.
You got it. Finding the signal in the noise, so to speak.
I like that.
And that's where the sheer scale of data analysis comes in.
Right.
Predictive AI can go through mountains of information and spot those subtle correlations that we humans might completely miss.
Okay, so it's doing the heavy lifting for us.
Pretty much.
All right, I'm starting to see the bigger picture now.
Yeah.
This isn't just about suggesting shoes or songs. It's about, anticipating needs and behaviors in all sorts of areas.
Exactly. And it's only going to get more, well, sophisticated as these systems learn and evolve.
Makes sense.
Which brings us to our next stop on this AI journey, a realm where things get even more interesting. Generative AI.
Okay, generative AI. You've piqued my curiosity. What is that all about?
Well, think of generative AI as like the artist of the AI world.
The artist.
Yeah, instead of just predicting what you might like, it actually creates new things. Text, images, music, even code.
Hold on, AI can create art, like original music and paintings.
It is. You know those alchemists who are obsessed with turning lead into gold?
Yeah, vaguely.
Well, your sources use that as an analogy for generative AI.
Interesting.
It's like taking raw data and turning it into something totally new and valuable.
Okay, so if predictive AI is a detective, generative AI is an alchemist turning data into diamonds.
I like that.
Yeah.
And this ability to create, it makes generative AI fundamentally different from predictive AI.
Yeah.
Well, predictive AI might be able to tell you what you'll buy next, but generative AI could actually compose a personalized jingle for that product, designed just for you.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's next level advertising.
Right. But how does it even do that? It seems like magic.
It does?
Well, it uses these complex algorithms to learn patterns in data, and then uses that knowledge to create new content that fits those patterns.
So instead of just recognizing a cat in a photo, it can generate a completely new image of a cat that's never existed before.
Exactly. And it goes way beyond images.
Oh, wow.
Think about chatbots.
Okay.
A predictive AI chatbot might be able to answer simple questions from a script, but a generative AI chatbot, well, it could have a more nuanced conversation.
Really?
It could even come up with jokes or creative stories on the fly.
So it's like the difference between talking to a basic customer service bot and having a chat with a witty friend who always has a clever comeback.
Exactly. Generative AI is all about pushing those creative boundaries, taking what it's learned and using it to generate something totally new.
But this level of, I don't know, creative power, it must come with a price, right?
There is a trade-off, yeah.
What is it?
Generative AI needs massive amounts of data and processing power to work its magic.
Okay.
It's like training a supercomputer to be an artist.
I see.
It needs a lot of resources and energy.
So it's not just a matter of snapping your fingers and having AI compose a symphony.
Not quite. There's a lot of heavy lifting going on behind the scenes.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We started with general AI and thinking machines,
Right.
then moved into the world of predictive AI and its ability to anticipate our needs.
Yeah.
And now we're exploring this creative potential of generative
It's
AI.
a pretty wild ride, right?
It is. It feels like we've gone from science fiction to everyday life,
Uh-huh.
and now we're venturing into, I don't know, the realm of pure imagination.
It is a fascinating journey, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I think what's most important for our listener to understand is that, well, AI isn't just one thing. It's a whole spectrum of approaches, each with its own strengths and limitations.
It's not just about robots taking over the world. It's about understanding how these different types of AI can be used to solve problems and create opportunities.
Absolutely. And shape the future.
Yeah, exactly. And as AI continues to evolve, I think the most important question is how will we adapt to a world that's increasingly shaped by these powerful technologies?
Yeah, it really makes you think. We've gone from trying to figure out what intelligence even means for a machine to, like, AI that can write poems and compose music. It is amazing, isn't it? And the pace of development is just, well, it's incredible. It's only getting faster.
So, knowing all of this, how do we even begin to, I don't know, to prepare for a future where AI is even more a part of our lives?
Well, I think awareness is key. The more we understand these different types of AI,
Right.
their capabilities and limitations, the better equipped we'll be to, well, to make good decisions about how they're developed and used.
That makes sense. It's like if you don't understand how a car works, you're not going to be a very good driver.
Exactly. We need to be like informed participants in this whole AI revolution,
Ah.
not just passengers along for the ride.
And that means asking questions, right? Staying curious and having these kinds of conversations.
Absolutely.
So this deep dive, it's not just about understanding AI, it's about giving us the tools to navigate this rapidly changing landscape, right?
You got it. Knowledge is power,
Okay.
especially when we're talking about something as, well, as transformative as AI.
So before we wrap things up, let's recap our AI journey today. What are the key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, we started with general AI, the quest to create machines that can think like humans. We talked about the challenges of defining intelligence and the limitations of those rule-based systems.
Right. And the difference between strong and weak AI.
Exactly.
Then we moved into the world of predictive AI.
Uh-huh. The data-driven fortune teller that's already shaping our online experiences.
We talked about how it uses patterns to figure out our needs and behaviors.
And how companies are using that power in all sorts of interesting ways.
And then finally, we explored the mind-blowing potential of generative AI.
The alchemist that turns data into diamonds.
It can create original content, music, art, even scientific discoveries. It's incredible.
It really is.
We've covered a lot, from philosophical debates to practical applications to the pure wonder of AI's creative potential. I mean, it's clear that AI is more than just a technology.
It's a force that's changing our world.
And it's a force we have a responsibility to understand and guide as AI continues to evolve.
That's right. It's up to us to ensure that its development and use, well, that it aligns with our values and serves humanity.
That's a powerful message to end on. It's not about being afraid of AI or trying to stop it. It's about shaping its path in a way that benefits everyone.
I agree. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're all creating together.
Through our choices and our understanding of these powerful tools.
Exactly.
So to our listeners, I'd say this: keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those tough questions.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
The more informed we are, the better prepared we'll be to navigate this exciting and sometimes complex world of AI.
Well said. It's been a pleasure diving deep into this topic with you and with our listeners.
And until next time, keep those brains buzzing.